One of the coolest missiles in War Thunder is a premium-only missile, meaning if you ever want to play it, you have to whip out the wallet. Before we dive into this video, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit the like button and subscribed. Only 11% of my current viewers are subscribed, and if we're going to have any chance at 10k by the end of the year, we need to get those numbers up. The AGM-123 Skipper II is a short-range laser-guided missile that was in development for the United States Navy. The Skipper was intended as an anti-ship weapon, capable of disabling the largest vessels with a 1,000-pound impact-fused warhead. In War Thunder, it is only found on the A6 tram, which, as you guys know, is a premium-only aircraft, which is just still stupid, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to think about it. The AGM-123 was developed for the A6E Intruder, the A7 Corsair II, and the FA-18, and it eventually also saw service with the United States Marine Corps. In operational history, the Skipper missile was used by the A6 to sink the Iranian frigate Sahand during Operation Praying Mantis, and then Skipper missiles were also fired in Operation Desert Storm against Iraqi surface vessels by A6s and U.S. Marine F-18s. So the Skipper actually has some service history behind it. It's a Mark 83 low-drag general-purpose bomb fitted with the Paveway guidance kit and the one Aerojet Mark 78 solid propellant rocket, which fires upon launch. Technically speaking, this isn't a missile. I just say missile because I think it sounds cooler. Essentially what this is a bomb/rocket, which is super interesting because in War Thunder, I have found it a little weird because normally, you take the A6, you climb high, you can drop your, say, GBU-16. In this case, you can use this kind of, as a standoff weapon, but if you have super high altitude, you can actually lob this thing pretty far. And this also allows you to get out of sight of SPA because of your camera that you have on the A6. You're actually able to sit back and, notch any incoming missiles or whatever and guide it in. Now, I don't actually know why Gaijin has refused to add this to any of their aircraft, and it's a little bit upsetting because, like I said, this could be found on the A7, it could be found on the F-18. In my honest opinion, because this was in service from 1985 to the 1990s, I think it should be added to probably the A7K at the bare minimum. That would be the old event vehicle. And then the FA-18A for sure, and probably the FA-18C Premium and FA-18C Late, just because those were still in service or in service in the same time period. And it's a little bit iffy because, again, this is one that you didn't really need as any generational, oh my god, my English is not working. Any of the general purpose racks for the GBUs would work because it's a GBU body. So this isn't a case of it needs a special missile rack or special weapons rack, like when we're arguing about if the F-14D should get the AIM-120. It never had the rack that carried the 120 put into service with the F-14. In this case, the rack is already in service because it's used for the Paveway. Because remember, the Mark 83 has the Paveway guidance kit, so it's a Mark 83, which is the same attachment for the Paveway. So, technically speaking, any aircraft that could actually lift it or carry the weight, and had a laser designator could use the system. So Gaijin could also technically add this to the AV-8B night attack. Not that they will. Actually, hold up. There's a very real chance the Marines tested it on the Harrier. I'm gonna have to do some research on that because my sources say Marine Corps aircraft, and now that I'm thinking about it, the Marines are absolutely dumb enough to say, let's take a hovering aircraft and stick a rocket-propelled bomb. Okay, the Marine Corps absolutely put it on a Harrier at some point. I refuse to now believe that they didn't. Anyways, we know for sure it was found on the F-18, we know for sure it was found on the A7, and we know for sure it was found on the A6. Gaijin still hasn't added a tech tree A6. We don't have it on the A7, and we don't have it on the F-18. Simple solution. Premium-only missile becomes cool tech tree for everyone missile. Thoughts on that? Honestly, if you guys haven't gotten a chance to use the Skippers, essentially, think of them actually a lot like the hammers that are found on the Rafale in the French tree, just lower tier versions of that and not quite as good. If you guys have used the skippers, let me know what your thoughts would be if these were found on like an F-18. I think it'd be phenomenal. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If this, please blow it up, because that's like the only way Gaijin will ever actually add skippers to things like the Hornet, or the A7, or even the AV-8, which would just be so cool. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.